Like I remember like being a little kid. I think I was like 10 or 11 going to see that. I went to see it with my mom. And when that score kicked in the beginning, and you got that shot of like Rocky looking at Drago and Drago looking at Rocky, and like it just dawned on me like all the time after that. Every time I've watched the movie after that, if Rocky 4 had that kind of battle theme that we saw from like Rocky 2, or you know how more powerful that movie could have been.
Well, I agree, and I think ultimately, and this is not just my opinion. This is by Stallone's own admission. I think his ego got in the way a little bit. I think the fact that he wasn't totally focused and hungry. I don't think he had the eye of the tiger, as even John Alvinson says this on many interviews. And I know he and Stallone are still very close. Stallone just did a documentary on John Alvinson, and he said some very beautiful things about him. So I know they're still tight, and I just think Stallone is honest enough with himself to admit that.
Yeah. Well, I hope one day that print comes to like a clear.
Yeah, and don't you think it's kind of frustrating? I know talking to a lot of fans, especially over at the Stallone Zone, I know that everyone gets so frustrated that MGM has done such a piss poor job of the transfer number one with the Rockies, like the Blu-ray. Even the Blu-rays are okay, but come on, with the exception of Burgess Meredith and Tommy Morrison, everyone is still alive basically. So why not bring them back in? And let's have a talk on all the Rockies. I don't understand that. So we got one on Rocky 1. We got the one on Rocky Balboa with Stallone Stallone and some the other people. Mm-hmm. But you don't hear Talia Shire in there. Get Carl Weathers in there. I mean, there's so much that you could do. I don't know why they don't. In all the interviews and the specials, and the Rocky 3 special that's out there on YouTube, or the one that just surfaced late last year on Rocky 2, Rocky's People, I think it's called. Mm-hmm. And it shows all that rare footage with Rocky Stallone training with Franco Columbu in the garage, and the behind the scenes of Rocky 2. I mean, why not throw that stuff on there? I'd spend $200 again to buy all the videos, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's like the 20-minute one, right? Like the
first 5 minutes, you can't hear any sound.
Yeah.
And then it goes in, and Stallone is in the Hollywood Hills walking with Butkus, and Talia Shire and Burt Young's talking there, on location. I love it.
Yeah, it's beautiful to go back and see stuff like that.
Oh my God, yeah, totally.
We were talking about that for the, because you know how for Rambo they have the box set with all 4 movies on it.
Oh yeah, sure. The tin can one.
Yeah, we were talking about in the future with Rambo 5. Sorry.
Right.
It would be awesome to see maybe a cut with all the deleted scenes from all the Rambo movies in there, like each one having all the deleted scenes.
Oh, right. See, and that would be fantastic. Mm-hmm. I mean, and so, do you know? Are you familiar with most of the guys over at the Stallone Zone?
Craig. I talked to him here and there. That's about it.
I got you. Yeah. Well, if you get a chance, there's a couple of heavy-duty Rambo guys over there. Raven is a huge fan. He actually went over to Hope, which is how far is Hope? Hope's on the West Coast, or closer to the West Coast, isn't it?
British Columbia, I think. So it's
British Columbia.
It's a couple hours from here, easy.
Yeah. So that would be that's way out. That's above Seattle, I think, in Washington. So, anyways, he flew out there from England, and he went to Delmore Berry's house. He took shingles from the roof. The dump truck where Rambo opens up when he's looking for something, and he sits and he leans down after the cops chase him up into that little area. He takes the steering wheel and the handle off the door, and went to the cliff where Rambo goes over the cliff, and he filmed. He had a guy, and they filmed this whole documentary of the sites up there. It did such a brilliant job.
I think I've seen that. There was the Hervatio one.
That's him.
And there was I want to say Roland or Ronald. I think it was the other guy I talked to about. I think they had like I think his and there was another. I'm not sure if it's the same guy, but there was another one with a site called Jumbo Sale Boo, and they had like
I missed that one.
yeah, they had like footage from the Herb Attila one, but it was kind of like a behind the scenes kind of.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Yeah, great guys. Great guys.
Yeah. You know, that's the thing. I tell everybody about this. You know, whenever we do interviews or, you know, we talk about whatever it is, I always tell them how social media is like this incredible tool. You know, I mean, if it was just, I really have no need for Facebook. I'm 47 years old, so I don't have a need or a time for Facebook.
Yeah.
But because of what I do with my gigs and the tours and everything, and the writing and everything, Facebook has become an amazing tool. Twitter as well, and so I get to connect with people like yourself all around the world. These great Rocky fans. Normally, I would never be able to get a chance to meet you. You know, you know, now I get to see there's other crazy people like me.
Yeah, exactly.
Alone.
It is awesome.
And I get to hear these stories, and it's inspiring. It really is.
Yeah, it's awesome. Just like to all the Stallone fans I've been able to meet doing this. It's just
totally
amazing, like completely amazing.
Oh my God! And we're out there. We're out there in force. But you know, when I was a kid, you know, there was none of this. You know, it was just like me. Like I was the only lunatic in my. Like everybody loved Rocky and Rambo in high school, but like I took it to a new level. So you know, kids didn't really do that. Like the height would be Cowboys and Indians, or at the time, you know, Happy Days was just ending. So Fonzie was kind of in the early '80s. Fonzie was a big thing. You know, they sold Fonzie's leather jacket, and a couple of kids would wear that. But I mean, I would take it to the next level, and that's a weird thing. You know, where most guys were trying to, you know, meet girls or, you know, make the football team or whatever. I was trying to reinvent Rocky and Rambo, so it was a bizarre thing. But now I see a lot of guys out there doing stuff like that, and I say,
oh yeah, definitely.
Are you on the same meds as me? Because anyways.
Yeah, I know for me growing up as a Sly fan, it's like a lot of people just didn't get it.
Yeah, not on the big level. I mean, and the other thing, you know, I tell a lot of people, it was never Stallone that I put on a pedestal. It was always Rocky.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Stallone is very fallible as we all are. You know, that's not a knock against him. He's human.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you know, Rocky was something else. Rocky was always the best of what we could be, provided, especially in my case, if you're surrounded by all the right people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, Stallone said it many times. You know, no person is an island. But if you have the right people in your life, you know, they almost make you believe you can achieve anything. And maybe you can't, but if you think that you can, or if you just believe that you can try, I think is the best way to live your life. Right?
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah, definitely.
Well,
definitely, because you know, it's that drive. It's that drive.
Yeah.
Everything good starts with that idea of, you know, if I can get this far, I can do this. If I can, you know, get to there, I can do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think another thing is having goals in life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you just go through life and you have no goal, it's like going on vacation. You want to go on a vacation, but you don't have a map. You don't know where you're going to go, how you're going to get there. But if you get in small goals, like something as simple as you've got frayed shoelaces and you need to buy a new shoelace by the end of the day, because the next day maybe the shoelace can snap, and now you're running around and you're late, and now because you're late you get all red lights, and now when you get to work you're 5 minutes late instead of 5 minutes early. So things tend to be a chain reaction. But if you have a goal and you make these simple little goals, I think that's what life is, or I think that's how you get through life.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I failed at more goals than probably than most people, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's also that
That's all right.
That law of attraction kind of thing. I find.
Oh, absolutely.
I find with myself. I find. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, could you imagine? I mean, if you were just a miserable curmudgeon living in the basement, and you know wherever you went, you were just grunting and nothing was happy or good in your life, you're going to attract negativity all around you.
Oh, definitely.
No one is going to want to be near you. But if you go out of your way to try and be a little nicer or whatever, you know, or look at positive things, you're going to attract positive results in your life, I think, you know, or positive people.
Yeah. Yeah, I went through that where I was just like miserable for like 5 years, a couple of years ago. Just horrible.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I literally had to change everything around me.
Well, yeah, you know, oh, yeah, well, you know, we all do that. We all go through that every so often. I mean, we're human, and that's why I say, you know, you just try. I mean, today may not be the best day, but when you go to bed, you start again tomorrow. I mean, I wake up every morning in a great... Uh-oh, I think I'm losing you.
Yeah, it's chopping a little bit.
Yeah, I just noticed it's a little choppy.
Yeah.
I just got the red bars.
Oh. I can still see it.
Oh, there we go. Now it's good again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's the thing. You know, tomorrow's another day, so I mean, if you can just try and make it to the end of the day without killing anybody, you know, be okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And also, too, I find that now, like doing this, I have like a new set of goals, you know, like I'm not doing it really for any kind of financial gain or anything. It's more like just to see what I can learn.
Yeah.
And just to meet people and talk to people about their experiences, and you know, it's a great learning kind of tool.
Yeah. So what do you want to do? I mean, are you going to do like try to get interviews or things like that? What's your goal? What do you want to do?
Well, I just kind of want to cover all the movies.
Yeah.
And talk to as many interesting people as I can, and make new
Nice.
friends. And so far, I've been making tons of new friends, and it's great. It's just, I think that alone is the big payoff. Like just making friends out there and meeting all these fascinating people like yourself, and it's just that's like the big payoff. And it gives me energy to kind of keep going, you know, just to keep going. And
oh, very much so. I mean, that's the guy. I don't know if you got a chance. Oh, did you hear the 60 minutes with?
Yeah.
The day. Well, that.
Oh, hold on, you're chopping up again.
That gentleman, he's another one. You know, he gets as many. Yeah, I see it too.
Oh, there you go. Oh, wait.
It doesn't want to admit I got a little bit of a signal.
Yeah.
You know, they were telling. I was asking somebody else about this too. They said that there's another thing like Skype that's better and it doesn't cut out. It was my niece. She was just, I gotta ask her what the better thing is to use for Skyping, because
I got one. It's called Uvu. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's called Uvu. The one I got.
UVO?
No, OOVOO.
OOVOO. Uvu.
Yeah.
I would never have spelled it that way in a million years. Oh, I'm a horrible speller, man.
Me too.
Oh, Jesus, it's terrible.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing at 47 to not be able to spell. It's horrible.
I get it all the time.
I took as Rocky, as a fake Rocky.